There. He's turning. Yeah, that's all. And that's all you have to learn. And then if, his terms are too strict, then you have to teach him to be comfortable with it or teach him to not overreact by it. And then also at the same time, you'll want to teach your roommates what those are. That's all. Everybody has their buttons. It's the same with people as it is with dogs, right? You can be getting along with somebody perfectly fine, and then they mention something that you really don't like, right? You're like, haha. You try to play it off, it makes you uncomfortable, and then they keep pushing the issue, and now you don't want to talk about it again, and then they push the issue, and now you don't like them.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. It's the same thing with dogs. You have to figure out what's making him uncomfortable, and then making sure that your roommates don't push that issue. Right? So they want to say hi. Hi, how you doing? Right? So she wants to move in because she's curious. See what he wants to do. Hi, how you doing? Hi, Sammy.
Did she pet them earlier?
I don't know. What do you think, Sammy? Oh, down. Down. Sammy. Down. Good girl. This is Sammy. Good girl. Good down. You want to give her a treat?
Yeah.
Here's one for you. And here's one for you.
They feel like really slight.
Yeah. Good girl. Yeah.
Well, they do lick.
Yeah.
Do you want to see my hand?
Sure. Whoa.
Mine is a little bit dirty.
Oh.
Do they only eat two?
It just depends on how hungry they are, right? And so with Sleepy, you can tell he's not moving towards them. He's breathing heavily. It might be from the exercise. She's moving back towards them, right? And then if they do move towards him,
Oh my God, this one really loves us.
she likes you. Oh, good girl. So if they move towards him, see what he does. Does he move away? If he moves away, you might want to let him know, oh, he's scared, right? Good girl. Hi. Would you like a treat too? Is that why you're coming over? No?
If you touch this dog, will hair come out of your hand?
Sometimes. She does shed a little bit, especially around her butt right now.
It's
Because he might bite you.
I just realized when I pet it, when I took my hand off, I saw a lot of hair on my fingers.
Yeah. Good girl.
This one sits down a lot.
She likes to sit down for treats.
Oh.
Good girl. Aww.
So what if he's just completely ignoring?
That means he's trying to ignore them. He's either not interested or he's actively trying to be not interested.
Oh, okay.
It's just one or the other, right?
I really like this one.
The main thing is the fact that he sees them. He definitely knows that they're there. He doesn't want anything to do with them.
Yeah. Okay. So in this case, I'll just keep him away.
Like, see how he does. Like, if he moves towards, good, and he wants to hang out, and then see how.
I was probably sorry.
Good. So you want to be careful there because you actually pulled him away before he pulled himself away. He might still just be curious, right, or uninterested.
Does that one bite?
Yeah, there you go.
He does.
Right? And they'll move away now, right? And so he's not moving towards them anymore. That's fine. Good girl. So he might be curious and moving towards to investigate. And that's when you have to be careful and see how that investigation goes. Because if he's sensitive, them moving or trying to pet him or screaming or anything could startle him and he might snap. Or he might just be okay and smell them and then move away again.
Just give
Right?
orders. It sits when you want a
So
treat.
he's just, yeah, she definitely wants a treat. She likes her treats.
Can I give it one?
Sure. Here, I'll split one in half for you guys.
Okay.
Or I'll try to. Okay,
Those
here's your...
feel like really light. I'm surprised.
Oh
that-
yeah, they're very light.
Here you go.
There you go. Good job.
Like the tip of my
Right?
hand.
So she moved towards him, he moved away.
Yeah, okay.
It's subtle things like that that you have to learn to pay attention to and pick up. He's now more interested in those kids than these right here, right? Whether he's interested because he's unsure of them, right? And he,
I said move out.
whether he's interested because they're moving towards him and it's something new and he's unsure about them, or he's interested because he's meeting them and wants to be friendly, don't know. The main thing that you want to baseline is just the fact that he's interested. That's all. We'll move out of the way over here again. Hi, how you doing? Oh, you might want to move out of that yard because they don't like you to go pee there. There you go. Good.
What's her name?
This is Sammy.
What's that dog's name? Does it like to sleep?
I guess so. Why is the name Sleepy?
All of his brothers and sisters were like the 7 boys.
Oh.
Snow White. This one was Sleepy.
Do you guys even know about Snow White?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Who's Snow White again?
Oh my goodness. That's a Disney classic.
It's so old.
I know,
Oh,
right?
wait, never mind. I never really watched Disney movies because like I don't have Disney Plus on mine.
Oh. That's the harsh reality of today's world. I don't have Disney Plus, so I don't know what Snow White is.
My mom's gonna switch out.
Oh, there you go.
My mom's gonna switch out Hulu for Disney Plus.
Ooh, good trade.
Good
I
trade.
think, yeah. Good trade.
None of us really watch Hulu.
Yeah.
Good trade for kids.
Yeah. Disney Plus has a lot of good stuff for kids.
Are you guys sisters?
No,
No.
we just like to play with each other a lot. I live on the last house over there, and she lives on the second house here.
Respect.
Good girl. All right, I've got to go get another pup. I'll be right back.
Okay, it's a little... That was a really big dog.
Oh, yeah.
I should have been standing where she was standing.
Right? It's okay. Good boy. Right? Good boy. Right? So letting him know, hey, don't get any closer. Come here, big guy. Good boy. Now he's going back in. Right? So, he's insecure, right? He's trying to square up, right? Good boy. Good job. Mhm. Good job, big guy. Right? Right. But he stops after he gets space back again, right? And now he's looking to you, right? He's like, is it okay? Is it not okay? Right? He's unsure of this pup. Okay. Going back in. Good boy. There you go. Good. Going to smell him? Perfect. Good. Right? So you go from working through that reactivity, understanding how he's feeling about a situation, right? Good boy. Right? And that's exactly what I was telling you about when he's okay with somebody petting him, but not actually okay with them being that close to him, right? He was okay with him smelling him, but he didn't like him in that vicinity, that area. And as soon as he got a chance, he made sure to let him know.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. So we'll go ahead and you can walk this way and let him smell behind him. Right? And see if he's going to come up to try to investigate or to avoid him. So now, see, he's kind of unsure. Good boy. There you go. He investigates and he moves away. You can tell that he's uncomfortable because he's trying his best to make space.
Okay. But his tail's wagging.
His tail is wagging because he is not neutral. It might be because he's excited, right? Right? But it's not because he's happy. He also might be trying to figure out the dog as well and curious. Good boy, it's okay, big guy.
If the muzzle were off, he would definitely bite him.
No, no, he might be like snapping at him, but he probably would bite him. Because he's kind of like in that zone, right? He had a little bit of time in there when he was trying to just growl, you know, to let him know. But most of the time, when he's in his space, he just doesn't want him there, right? It's not like an asking anymore, it's a telling. It's the difference between that, right? So now we're just gonna walk them together for a bit. And what I want you to do is when you think he's about to, you know, snap at him or say anything, you correct him, pull him back into you, be like, no. And just let him go back in again, right? Because that's the part that we didn't do at all so far, right? We let them engage, we let them kind of communicate with one another.
What are you doing?
You know, he's been able to snap at him a couple times for no reason because he hasn't done anything wrong, but he hasn't had any corrections, right?
He's just avoiding.
Mm-hmm. Just like with the kids, right?
Okay.
Good boy. It's okay, big guy.
He's so cute though.
Oh yeah, he's a good guy. And look, he's an intact male.
Okay.
So it's less about the other dog, it's more about what he feels about it, right? He might feel more threatened because of his size more than anything else, or the fact that he is confident too, right? He's not backing up like the other dog. He's not, you know, shy or anything. Yeah, you can go say hi to him. Good boy. Here you go. He's now unsure too because of that. So just give him an opportunity, see if he wants to or not. Good boy. It's okay. Yeah, that's fine. And he's not.
Aw, I'm never so cute though.
Uh-huh.
It's
And
not for you.
And like I said, it just might be because you're so close to him, all right? It's okay, big guy. Come. Good boy. Yes, good boy. Okay, now I'll take that treat from you. And now I want to give it back to you to give to him.
Hi.
Right, so now he's not thinking about him anymore. He's just smelling you, right? So that tension there is gone. That apprehension that he had because of what Sleepy did when he was close. That's fine. Yep.
Hi.
Okay. Yeah.
You're so cute.
Right? So you pulled away a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you want to be paying attention. Now he's smelling you, he's investigating, and now he's moving away again.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you get better at this only by doing it, right?
I think it's the whole watching him act that way is horrifying.
Hmm? Good. But see, now he's not anymore. He's not overreacting. So if he eyes him up again, then I would go ahead and be like, no, Sleepy, and then have him focus on you. Right? And if he like freezes up and tries to like test him and all that stuff, right? Go ahead. Here, I'll let you hold this
Okay.
and then point it at us.
Okay. I'm right here, sleeps.
Right? He's panicking. He's trying to get away from the situation. He's overreacting. I'm not letting him. If he acts like that again, I correct him.
Okay.
Right? Good boy. When he's calm around him, give him that positive feedback. Good boy. He won't hang out. I know. Yes, good boy. She's over there. He's turning to you for comfort. That's how unsettled he is, right? In the situation. So he is doing his best to get away, and I'm doing my best to not let him.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for him. Because there's no situation for him to get away from. He's the one causing all of like the drama.
Yeah.
Right? And this guy over here is being a good boy. Good boy. I know the guy. Right? Trying to avoid him like the plague.
Yeah. Do you think it is the size?
Maybe.
Because that would be about the size that Uzi is, and that's what's making me extremely scared.
Right? And that's why you shouldn't be scared. Right?
Okay.
How is Uzi's personality? Right? That's more of what should matter in a situation of dogs meeting. Outside of him being an intact male Rottweiler that's like 100 plus pounds, who's the threat in this scenario?
Sleepy?
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
Can you calm down, buddy?
Alright, now we'll go back again. Right. It's okay. Come on. Go ahead and come to so it's easier for him.
Huh?
Right? See, he's coming to you for that support. Good boy. Come on. Good boy. It's okay. Good. Good boy. Good boy. See how he growled? He moved away, right?
Yeah.
Even though he wasn't doing anything wrong, he listened to him being uncomfortable with him smelling him. And that's perfectly fine. Except for the fact that he is just smelling him.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be any reason that he's uncomfortable, right? He's not doing anything wrong, per se, quote unquote, except for just the fact that he is anxious of the situation or scared or insecure. So that's why I'm forcing it to happen to show him that there isn't anything to be scared of. Think of it like going to an amusement park, right? And trying to convince your friend to go on a roller coaster,
Okay.
even though they're scared. You know that it's fun, right? You know that it's safe, but they are absolutely, positively terrified.
Yeah.
Right. So it is your responsibility as the handler at this point to push them and, make sure they stay in line with you and the rest of your friends, so that way they can learn that, maybe this experience is okay and there's actually nothing to be afraid of. But you have to be careful how you do it, right? I'm not letting him run away, but at the same time, I'm not yelling at him, for barking at him. I'm telling him, no, don't do that, right? And then I'm comforting him and trying to tell him that it's okay. And you have to be that same kind of person in that scenario. You don't want to push and shove your friend back into line,
Yeah.
right? And call them a chicken and then, make them feel even worse for things. You have to understand how they feel, but at the same time, you need to not let them get out of line.
Yeah.
Right? That's the balance that we have kind of going here, right? See how he's doing his best.
Yeah.
Just to avoid him. Good boy. Hey, sleepy. It's okay. It's okay. Good boy. I know. It's okay. I know. Good boy. See? Good boy.
So at this point, do you think medication would make it any easier?
might make it easier because he's just more dulled, right? He might be just less reactive. I don't think it's gonna make it, no pill is gonna make him comfortable with this new bigger guy.
Yeah.
You know, the pill is going to ease the anxiety. You know, it might make him not breathe as quickly. It might mess with his brain chemistry and maybe make him a little bit happier or go lucky, right? All of those things, it may benefit, but it's not gonna make him suddenly more comfortable in this seemingly uncomfortable situation. If there was a pill that could do that, I would be out of the job.
Yeah.
You know, when it's, oh, your dog needs training? Here you go. And I would just throw him a bottle. You don't want him to bark at people? Take 2, call me tomorrow. You know?
Oh my God.
Right? Right. Oh, good boy. Right? So he's now this close to him without growling, without snapping. Good boy. So I'm going to give him that praise. Right? Good boy. I'm making him get comfortable with an uncomfortable situation. Your friend is now riding that roller coaster.
Yeah.
Whether or not she still likes you or the ride at the end, we don't know still.
Yeah.
But he's at least on that ride right now.
So scared.
And that's why I try not to correct too harshly dogs like this, but you have to give them that correction when they snap at, you know, somebody doing nothing wrong.
Yeah.
You have to let them know that they need to not do that. They need to calm down. They need to not bite or growl or snap. But at the same time, you have to recognize why they're doing that so you can help them. Good boy. Good job, big guy. Good boy. Oh, yeah. That's a good boy. I know, bud. I'm sorry. It's okay, though. Look, it's okay. Right? I'll trade you back. So that should answer your question about your friend's male dog.
So it's not gonna go well.
Probably not, especially if he's bigger than him. It's going to be more scary for him, and he'll probably want to react more. But it'll give you, and it also depends on the other dog's temperament, right? Because if the other dog didn't like that and started fighting back, then it would actually reinforce why he was scared in the first place, right? So it would make things worse. And then you have a dog fight on your hands too.
The other dog likes dogs.
Oh, there you go.
So he's not unsure. In fact, he's like almost overly trying to play with them.
No, that's good. That'll probably still be too much for him though.
Yeah, that's why I'm extremely scared.
Good boy, there you go. Just walk past him and around him. And I'll just try to pet him too and be close to him. Oh, this one.
Oh, okay.
Good boy, stay. Good.
Hi, buddy.
There you go. And I'm recording his reaction right out of the side of his eyes. Good boy.
Hi.
Right? He's actually literally behind you right now. So after you kind of take away that initial gut reaction, you actually get to find out how a dog is in a situation sometimes. If we stopped as soon as he snapped at him, be like, no, bad dog, not gonna try it, go away, you know. That's all we would know is like, oh, he's aggressive and he snaps at other dogs. But if you continue the experiment and you control the variables and you log your findings, then you can actually discover things. Very scientific.
I've never seen him react that way, so I'm very scared.
Well, now you have it on video in case you need to watch it over and over again. So, like, is he fixed? No.
Is he fixed?
Yeah, right.
Oh, yes, he's fixed. Oh, wait.
He's not comfortable with it.
Oh, okay.
Right? But is he not overreacting?
Yeah.
Okay. So at least you're making progress. You see, he's like moving this way and Sleepy is literally moving the opposite way. Still not comfortable. He's still watching him, right? Is he watching him?
He's like hyperventilating.
Yeah. There you go. Good. Right.
So how old is that dog?
A year.
And he's just in training for like basic training?
Basic training, not pulling his mom, things like that.
Aw.
Good boy. I'll let you go in front. Very good. There you go. Very good. See? So because he was uncomfortable with the situation, but I corrected when he overreacted, right? I didn't let him just run away or bark at him or snap at him. He is still uncomfortable with the situation, but he is not at least snapping at him or anything like that, right? So, is he fixed? Kind of, but not really. He's only fixed in the sense that he's not overreacting. He's still not comfortable with him, though. That might be the part that takes a while, if it ever happens. You know, they might be best friends by the end of the week. Once he gets to see how friendly he is, you know, and they actually get to play together and see that he's not a threat. And then that is actually when I would say that he's fixed, quote unquote.
What I don't understand is how he's okay if another dog snaps at him, but it's like he's not afraid in that scenario, but it's a scenario where like a dog's perfectly friendly.
It just depends on how he feels about the dog. He was okay with Sammy snapping at him because she was just correcting him. He didn't feel intimidated or scared in that scenario. He accepted that she was just correcting him and she wanted her space. He probably knows what that's like.
Yeah.
Right? Just to snap at a dog for space. Him, he's actually like more so genuinely scared of him and trying to aggressively create that space. That's why he's more so overreacting. That's all. He just scares him more.
Okay.
He scares a lot of people more, even though he's just him.
Yeah.
Right? I've had people before where just walking on the sidewalk, they see him and they're like, oh God, right? Even though he's super friendly. And dogs have the same kind of thing sometimes, right? Especially if they're insecure. Very good. There you go. So it's not always just him too. You know, it takes two to tango. It could be how the other dog is acting. How big are they? How small are they? How friendly are they? Are they barking at him? You know, are they not barking at him? Are they old? Are they young?
So he's doing good.
Yeah. He's getting comfortable in an uncomfortable situation. See if he'll smell him again. There you go. The more that he smells him, the more information that he gets, the more comfortable he can get around him. So that was really good. Good boy.
Good boy.
Good job, big guy. Right? He's not actively trying to avoid him anymore. He's still like, okay, I guess I can't play with this dog. Right? Good boy.
But eventually, maybe one day.
Maybe. There you go. Yeah, he definitely looks a lot more comfortable now. And he also has learned too, right? He's not getting in his face. He's not getting as close to him.
I think he's trying to get him to smell him. He keeps like looking like back at him.
Good boy. There you go. Good job, right? He had a little bit of a nose like snarl there, you know, and then he turned away and he acknowledged it. So he's communicating in a much healthier way that he is uncomfortable with him in his face or that close.
Okay.
That's great. So, and he's not snapping at him now, he's right next to him, right? So you can make progress. You just have to be at that point where he is, you know, insecure to get that opportunity to make him comfortable with the situation. It's not easy, but it's not impossible either. Good boy. Come here, bud. Mocha. Yes, good boy. Good sit. Sleepy, come here. Good boy, Sleepy. Good job. See how he's already looking to you for guidance? Let him know that it's okay. There you go. Good, good girl, Fiona. Sure. Good girl. Up here. Right? Good. Very good. There you go. Come on, Fiona. Good girl. Good boy. There you go. Good girl. So he, right? So you see, she's just trying to smell him, and he's kind of moving away because he's scared. Good girl. And now he's going back in again. Good. Good boy. There you go. Good. Very good. Good. And now he wants. Yeah. There you go. So go ahead and walk around, and I'll walk with you. So avoiding that face-to-face confrontation helps out a lot too, because like if they're unsure of another dog, then like that eye contact and them being that close to a face makes things worse too, right? It's more of that like confrontation. Whereas if he gets to just smell her from behind, he gets that information and gets comfortable or more comfortable because he knows more about her, and you know, that helps a lot more than the face-to-face one. Good girl. Come on. Yeah, what's up? Good girl.
See if he's not staying away. He's kind of staying close, but like going around her.
Right.
Good sleeps.
Right. So it's not the size of the dog, right? It's what, you know, is he afraid of the dog? So sometimes you can be afraid of a small dog, you can be afraid of a bigger dog. It doesn't matter the size, right? Good girl. Yeah, she just wants the ball.
Want the ball?
Good girl, Fiona. There you go.
Yeah.
See, she's scared of you,
Yeah.
but she wants the ball. And then she just wants to play. She wants you to throw it. She doesn't have she can't put it in her mouth or anything. Right? See? So now, right? She's scared of you when she pays attention to you. But when you redirect her focus, then you're okay.
Yeah.
And now what I do is I use that focus to get her comfortable with you. Go ahead and try to give her the ball a little bit. Go slow. Good girl. There you go. Good. There you go. Ask her to give you paw. Here, I'll hold him for you.
Can you paw? Can I paw? Paw?
Is she focused on you or the ball?
Can I paw?
There you go. Good girl. There you go. Now she just wants the ball, though. I know. Good girl. Right? And how's Sleepy doing? He's fine.
He's doing good.
He doesn't care. So it's not size, right?
Sit.
Good. Oh, there you go.
He's cute.
Yeah, she's a good girl.
Can I paw?
Good girl. She's like, can I have the ball now?
I can give it to you.
Yeah, there you go. Just give it to her. It's fine.
There you go.
There you go. Good girl. So, you know, reenacting that scenario, but giving you confidence when you were afraid of something by giving you control, right? Is almost the same but opposite of this one, because I was able to give Sleepy confidence by making it so he couldn't control the situation.
Yeah.
Because if he can control the situation, he would just
Stay away the entire time.
right. He would stay away the entire time, or he would snap at her so that way, or him, so that way he would move away. So he wasn't in the best mindset, and he wasn't the right person to control the situation. So that's why it's going to be important that you control the situation, because you're going to be that right person, right? And then in that scenario, you can take uncomfortable situations, and through time and that positive association that we still did with him, right? Showed him that there was nothing to be afraid of. Same with you with the ball, showing you that there's nothing to be afraid of. And then letting your guard down, and then kind of seeing that everything can be okay. Taking off the muzzle, right? It's the same, but different. Building a good positive association in uncomfortable scenarios. You both still have to experience those uncomfortable scenarios and be in it, and I still corrected it, just different kinds of corrections. Because he's overreacting, you have to tell him not to do that, and that's just correction. But then it was really good when you were able to kind of give him comfort, right? He saw her, he checked back on you. That's where you like, yeah, no, he's good, or she's good. You know, that dog is okay, you know? So building his confidence so that way he's not scared and overreacting. You know, you're in control of the situation. You let him know that your roommate's okay, right? Same thing.
So he's still manageable.
Yeah, you just managed him. We both just managed him. It was a little much, but it's not impossible.
I want to get him to the point where like he can meet. Because my big thing is I want him to meet other people and be okay, especially if like, you know, if I were to go out of town for a weekend, I would like to like, you know, it's really difficult because I always have to be there for him. So I would like at some point to be able to put him in like a bougie pet hotel and like have him be okay.
You have to let him meet and be okay with the person like that's going to be attending the room with the dogs. So you have to be a regular. He has to get to know the dogs. He has to pass the evaluation with the dogs. You know, that's not every dog is going to be able to experience that, you know. Not everybody is meant to be a social butterfly, but it doesn't mean that you're not able to. There's always services. We're getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. There's always services like Rover, stuff like that, where you can just have one professional, right, come by and get to know him and handle him and all that good stuff. They know what they're doing and you're comfortable with them, and then you can still have a break.
Yeah.
Right? You're controlling a lot less scenarios, but you're making it easier for him, and you're not putting yourself in a corner.
Yeah.
Right? There are always options. They might not always be the easiest options. They might not be the options that everybody else takes, but it doesn't mean that you don't have options, right? But all that still, you know, requires you to work with him to build his confidence, to correct him when he, you know, is there and snapping. And it has to get through to that point where he sees another dog and he is in that situation again. But it has to be so practiced with you and him that he is uncomfortable, but he knows to not overreact or snap at them, right? Because he knows that if he does, you're going to yell at him and correct him, and he's going to end up having to be around the dog anyway, so he might as well just remain calm.
Yeah.
And that can take a lot of work.
So he has to meet other dogs. He has to meet other people. Just a matter of like, disciplining him and be like, no, and then getting him to calm down.
And comforting him.
And comforting him.
Right. No, don't snap at that dog because there's nothing to snap at.
But I still love you.
Right.
Okay.
When you're behaving yourself.
Yeah.
You don't love him when he's barking and snapping at a dog, right? You love him when he's calmed himself down and he's okay around the other dog. Same with the roommate, same with you, same with sharing the bed, everything, right? You're gonna always have to have those lines, right? Those disciplinary boundaries that you draw. But it doesn't mean that, you know, you always have to yell at him or anything something like that. You have to just yell at him when he's doing something wrong.
Okay. So he takes himself out of situations and goes to his crate. Do I allow that in terms of practicing with the bed?
Depends if you're able to work with him in that situation. Like if he's unsure of your roommate and he wants to take some time to himself and have and be in his crate and be away from things, then yeah, that's fine. What I would do in that case is maybe move his crate to the living room so that way he can be in his safe space while you guys are all hanging out, right? So he can at least get used to the way they smell, the way they sound, all those things without like the force of having to actually meet him and be around him.
He's very weird though. If you move his crate, then he won't go in it. He's very he's very weird.
Well, good thing is people are usually a little bit more flexible then. So hang out with your new roommate, you know, around his crate. Don't let him go into his crate, of course, because that's a safe space and he went in there to get away from everything. But let him kind of see that there's nothing to get away from. You know, so either hang out around his crate first, and hopefully he'll come out and he can smell the roommate, you know, just kind of like the other dogs. He can kind of initiate on his own. But then if he doesn't, you can try to have him on a leash and go for a walk with the roommate, right? Give him some open space so that way he can move into and out of whenever he's comfortable and uncomfortable.
Okay, so I got this. I can train him.
Yeah.
I was just like really nervous if it might have been out of my capabilities, and I was just like, I don't know how I can do this anymore.
Now you know that how you can do it, so now you just have to, you know, A, believe in yourself, B, you know, practice, and C, control those variables, right? So don't go over your head and have him meet like 2 or 3 other big dogs that he's scared of, and you're, you know, the one controlling the situation, right? Within reason, right?
Yeah.
Like I knew that he'd be okay because those dogs were friendly. They were bigger, right? It might trigger his fear and insecurity and he might snap, but I know mostly that I'm gonna just be dealing with him. So you have to actually meet your roommate's dog first without him, right? Yeah. Get a good assessment and then see if you can work with him.
Okay.
So, any other questions for your video?
No, I think that's about it. In terms of lunging, just get out, like away from one situation, just try again.
Yeah, if he is already barking and lunging, you have to just correct him, move him away. You know, don't take him away from the situation, but move him away from the other dog,
and
right?
Then revisit.
Yeah, and then revisit after he calms down, right? So he said he will probably not want to. And you might want to get a martingale collar or tighten up that one because you almost backed out of it, right? I'll send you a link, but
we had a harness, and I thought it was the best thing ever until he jumped out of it and one swooped up.
Yeah, a lot of times, well, depending on the harness, they can back out of those too. So and he almost backed out of this. So the main thing is to get something that he can't slip out of, because that will then make for a much harder situation for you, right? Hopefully in that case, he'll just keep trying to run away and make space. But I guess even in that situation, if he went back in, I knew which way he was going. And I can try to intercept him and still correct him. So that's easier for me said and done than for you, right?
Yeah.
So for you, it'd be better to make sure that you have equipment that has him safe and secure.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much.
No problem. You got this.
Very nervous.
So is he.
And then you said it would be possible for Uzi and Sleepy to meet here.
Yeah, just let me know.
Okay. I'm really hoping it all goes well. Because we move in, today's the 6th, right? In exactly 10 days.
Yeah. You have to have the confidence. Instead of hoping that it's all going to go well, it is going to go well because you're going to put the thoughtful effort into helping to make sure that it goes well. That's all.
And then with meeting people, do I let him go at his own pace, or do I? Because if it was up to him, he would never.
Right. Depends on how he's doing. You have to just gauge each situation, because the kids are going to be different from someone like me, right? From an elderly couple. You know, so who he meets is gonna just kind of depend. But if he overreacts, you still treat him the same, right? You still correct him as if he was overreacting with a dog. If he starts growling, be like, no, Aunt Carol there isn't doing anything.
And if he lunges,
right, same thing. No, make space. Get him comfortable in an uncomfortable situation. Be very careful when you're doing that, because you are literally getting him comfortable in an uncomfortable situation. So you might have those altercations, but it's only through those altercations that he can learn to be okay, and you can give him those corrections that he needs when he misbehaves.
Okay. And in the bed, should I have him on a muzzle for a little bit so I can be like, no?
Sure.
Because he does snap a little bit, and I don't want him to actually bite me.
Yeah.
That's my fear.
If you're ever afraid of being hurt, the muzzle is the best thing, because it's that safety net that you have to work with him. Later on, after everything's okay, you might have to try it again without the muzzle to see if there's any behavior change. But especially at first, definitely use the muzzle, right? Make sure that he's comfortable with it on. He hasn't been trying to take it off or anything, so that's perfectly fine. But the only problem is, like, you'll have to have it on him and then leave him and then let him get comfortable on your bed and then come back. Yeah. So it might be a little bit difficult. I'll send you some tools and stuff to help you de-escalate or correct him from a distance too, and we can go over that as well. So that way you're not physically trying to control him when he's trying to snap at you.
Okay. Thank you so much again.
Yeah, no problem. It was good seeing you and Sleepy again.
You too.
You guys take care.
I mean, he still loves you, which is great.
Yeah, he's a good boy.